First week is very important to understand where they're at and where they need to be. So we are assessing whichever player is here. So we have to try to figure out what's need doing in week 1 to get to next week. Things become easier. It's depend on individual to individual. Like you said, somebody comes from after a long time. With those players, you have to start really slowly. You have to see where his body is at, where he's at mentally, and then you can see how much you have to push in week 2. So you take every day, one day at a time. What will happen sometimes, you're having a good session, then you think, okay, let's do it more. So that time you have to understand when to pull him back, to hold him back. Otherwise, he will get stiff, and then instead of having a very good session, you end up having a bad session in the same day. First week is very important to get all the basics right. Once your basic is right, then it's very easy to move on to next thing. Fielding is one part. You win games with fielding. Again, the body balance, how to cut bigger angles, simple things. And you try those things in the drills to make them understand what will be the body posture to get a good run out, what will be the posture when you're fielding in the boundary line, when you use your core, your hand, little things to just remind in week 1 what are the things are important, which is going to help in the tournament. Very joyful to watch both of them. They're both very hardworking. It's sad that 2 years was a long off for them, and they're very excited. They had some good session already. Very excited to get back on the pitch. But again, we have to slow them down. Tommy and Kinging is doing a great job to monitoring them. But I'm very excited this season for them. We all try to help. I mean, this is a CSK culture. So what is the best way to help? To understand what is required, what's need doing. So if your main focus is to help and figure out how you're going to help them, when you're thinking 24/7 to help the individual, it's become easier to groom them, because then you understand better about the player, every individual, what help that's required. And that's why our supporting staff is great in that. The key point is all the stuff we do here in Chennai, those things you have to remind day in, day out. You get those basic things. What's happened sometimes in pressure or you're in a different atmosphere and you start changing things, and then you forget what is that basic thing you have to do to improve. So when the pressure is on, you're not scoring runs or not taking wicket, you start doubting. So very important to get rid of that doubt. Like most of the time you hear MS saying, control the controllable. And that's what we try to do, control the controllable, which will take care of the result.